Separating all the mice from the men, breaking it down from beginning to the end. Got their finger on the pulse of every trend. They see inside leak when they looking through the lens. Come on, come on.
What's up? What's up? Good morning, fellas. Good morning, fellas. It's a great morning. It's a great morning. You know, everybody want to be like Mike. You know what I mean? The alpha of alphas, a period. You know what I'm saying?
Please be careful with the everybody. That's a strong word. Please be careful with the everybody, because I know I don't want to be like Mike. So you can keep going.
Well. I mean, like Charles Barkley.
A lot of people want to be
Hold
like
on.
Mike, man.
Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson. Who else was it? Larry Bird. It was like, all right. When they came to the practice, that practice for the first dream team, they all realized who the alpha of alphas period was, and that was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. End of discussion.
Mm-hmm. Stamped it.
So recently, I told y'all every week I'm gonna come up with a new point or a new fact or a takeaway from each week. Mm-hmm. First week was that Michael Jordan doesn't make his teammates better. Second week, it was he's not that good of a leader. The third week is I'm actually giving him the benefit of the doubt this week. I'm gonna be a good guy this week, because that's what you know me. I don't know about y'all, but I know y'all like to be
Jesus
biased.
Is coming.
I know y'all like
is coming.
I know y'all like to be biased a lot, but as me, I keep it 100 always. So this week I'm gonna go with Michael Jordan. After these episodes, coming into that era before LeBron was the most authentic, different player the world has ever seen, and I'm just there's nothing to take away from him at that point in his offensive game. Nobody ever seen a guy jump that high. Nobody ever seen a guy with that moved so fast, that had such good handles at that time, that could score so efficiently. So it's like, what like I said, I'm a sports analyst that's just gonna keep it 100 always. Y'all, on the other hand, y'all got some delusional stuff going on that I just can't miss certain stuff. But me, as a responsible young man, I can't miss stuff. That's just my takeaway this week. I'm gonna let y'all go off of that.
So you're gonna sit up here and call us delusional?
I mean, I would go say delusional. I would just say that you're afraid to admit the truth. I should say that you're afraid to admit the truth.
The truth about what? That if it wasn't for the alpha of alphas, there's no LeBron James. There's no template for him to look at to say, well, this is who I want to be like. This is the reason why he wears the number that he wears. You know what I mean? This is why.
But let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference between LeBron and the other guys that want to be so bad, Michael Jordan. Hence, one of them was Kobe Bryant, RIP. Kobe Bryant, I miss you, Kobe. Was that LeBron never tried to model his game fully off of Michael Jordan. He never did. Mm-hmm. He never did, not once. He takes stuff from Michael Jordan. Of course, he looked at Michael Jordan. You're outcoming ball player, Michael Jordan. You're gonna look up to him regardless. But LeBron has so many different players inside of him. That's why he's so much more different than Michael Jordan, because he could turn on so many different players. He could become the Magic Johnson. He could become the Michael Jordan. He could become the Oscar Robertson. He could become the all of whenever he wants. And that's just a fact.
No, yeah,
like,
and that's true.
Can you disagree?
No, I can't disagree. He definitely, because his body is built differently. You know what I mean? Kobe was more closer to Jordan because they had the same type of body type. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron is between Jordan and Magic. That's in maybe a little bit of Pippen, but he's really more between Magic and Jordan. You know what I mean? With the handle skill.
And then on top of that, he could become that Michael Jordan. He could activate that beast.
But it's like
that was always there. Let me ask you, that was always there. Was the killer that killer instinct, was that always there in his career?
Yes, it was always there. Of course. Bro, the man been a killer since he was in high school. It's just that, of course, that sometimes he didn't tap into as much as he should have. It wasn't always on majority time. You know, like how Michael Jordan's killer instinct is on 110%.
Mm-hmm.
Though LeBron was never that guy growing up. Oh, I'm gonna take 40 shots. He was never that guy. You know, he wasn't. Since high school, they tell you this guy loves to pass. He wasn't always that. He could be that killer whenever he wants. It's always there, and we've seen that hundreds of times, countless times in the playoffs, countless times in the finals. He averages 32 in Game 7. We've seen it countless times. So I'm
I
not
think
worried. Well,
like I said last week, LeBron could always end this argument who's the greatest of all time if he won these finals. You know, if his records in the finals was better. Because I think ultimately that what made Jordan the best player in the world, because when he beat all these guys in the playoffs, he might not necessarily be the greatest guys in the finals, but getting to the finals, you went up against a lot of great players. And when he got to the end of the goal, he just killed it. You know what I mean? LeBron is, Eastern Conference has been weak. We all know that. He gets to the finals, he goes against historical great teams
Let's
of
let's
Golden State. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like I said before, if he won more than 3 and his record was better, I can say, all right, greatest of all time. Steven?
I agree, and I just want to like have us transition into what 5 and 6 really was about, because
Yes, do that.
this should be about MJ. So let's talk about MJ more in depth about MJ. So let's in 5 and 6, you see clearly that according to Talik, it was MJ. Oh, MJ this. MJ didn't want Isaiah, and you can and MJ
he
clearly
didn't.
said the camaraderie. Yeah, he admitted he didn't want him on the team, but it wasn't just him. Like I said too, the camaraderie wouldn't have been the same if Isaiah was on the team. And okay, but would Isaiah have made the team better? Yes. Should Isaiah been on the team? Yes. But did they need him? No. Like I said, was he gonna mess up the team chemistry?
So what's the argument about if you just admitted that he should have been and that he made better? How? Isaiah Thomas knows how to play ball. He's not a ball hog. He knows how to play the game right. It's like he doesn't know how to play the game right. He knows how to play the game perfect. Clearly, because he won championships and he was a leading point guard, averaging 18 with almost 10 assists. So he doesn't know how to play the game right.
Is chemistry a huge factor in conducting and forming a team?
These guys are playing for a month or 2 together. How much chemistry are you expecting to build? They're all legends. They're eventually gonna find the chemistry. They're that damn good. So what? Isaiah Thomas should be on the team because what? We're scared about chemistry. Isaiah Thomas, are you serious? So you're gonna be blinded by the fact that there's just not something wrong about him not being on the team just because of chemistry. You don't know if there's been no chemistry. It's Isaiah Thomas. What?
We do know. They said it. They said there's players on the team that do not like Isaiah Thomas. I did not like him. So why would they bring him on the team? If you're constructing a team, why would you put a player on the team? That majority of the players do not get along with.
What do you mean why? Because he deserves to be there. If I deserve to be someplace, just because of what happened on the court, we're gonna work through that. We're ball players. This is not real life. We're not hurting each other's kids. We're not hurting each other's family. It's just basketball. Nobody's family's getting hurt. Nobody's mothers is getting hurt.
That's life. That's what happens in life, man.
I'm nice and I'm not nice. I'm a legend. I won championship. I put up big numbers. I deserve to be on the Olympic team. I don't care what happened.
I hear what you're saying, Talik, but I think that era was different because the way it was so physical and they would get into so many fights. You know what I'm saying? So I think they really didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like today where you have the boat crew. You know what I mean? Like Melo and LeBron, all of them. Like, oh yeah, we're friends. You know what I mean? But
they've been best friends.
exactly. But back then, they really hated each other, man. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Bad Boys documentary yet, but which is I think is a great prelude to this documentary. But you can really see the hatred they had. They were in war. They had wars. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that one of the things that like Isaiah and the Bad Boy Detroit Pistons had for Jordan was the Jordan rules. That's one of the things that come out of that thing. So like with that being said, they were really trying to hurt him, and I see where he's coming from. Like I respect the talent, but at the end of the day, you weren't. And in the heat of the moment of battle in 1992, 91, nah, I don't want you on the team. I understand where they're coming from.
I can't
And
because as a ball player,
in hindsight,
listen, if you
go ahead.
listen
Go ahead.
as a ball player, I love the competition, but I just can't vision somebody that beat me so much times. Yeah, we had a difference. Yeah, it got to a hatred point, but I can't imagine somebody like even if I don't want them on a team, like I can't imagine them not being on a team. If I know deep down inside my heart that person deserves to be on that dream team. That team is a historic team, and Isaiah Thomas, one of the biggest point guards, a historic point guard in the league at that time. That's just like a missing piece to me. It's a missing piece to me, and I'm sorry. It's not a missing piece to y'all. His historic Isaiah Thomas in the 90s and 80s, not on the
It
historic
doesn't.
dream team in the
It,
90s. That isn't.
it doesn't
That's
bother
a
me as
missing
much as
piece.
it bothers you.
I mean, it bothers me a little bit that he,
It's
It
he
doesn't
should have
bother
been,
me that much.
he should have been on the team. Like I see, like you see all those names, he should have been on the team. But then
he
I
should
look
have
at,
been.
but I look at this side as well because look, like they necessarily did not need him because think about it, Jordan just came off a championship, so he's like, I just want a chip. Larry and
It's
Magic
not.
were not that far away from winning their last championship. So it's kind of like they're already in championship. It's like they already had a stacked
It's
team.
not. It's not about the need. It's about what has to be done. You think the Redeem team or the other team in 2012 needed an Anthony Davis? No, you would want Anthony Davis, but that's not the point. It's about who's good at that point and who deserves to be there. It's not about a need. You think we needed Dwayne Wade? No, we have Kobe and LeBron. You think we need Carmelo? No, we have LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, Chris Paul. We don't need Carmelo, but he deserved to be there. That's all I'm saying. So, Mike, Mike, you gotta look some digging into yourself, because I don't respect that. You're just mad because
It's
Isaiah
not just
Thomas,
Mike, yo.
but Mike is the main guy. You just mad at Mike because Isaiah Thomas was literally whooping your handing you whooping a 6-foot guard, giving you hell, and then you waited out the war when the other scrubs came just to beat them because you couldn't never be Isaiah Thomas when he was at his best. That's why he's mad.
So who do you take off that team though? Like if you put him on, because you need a college kid. So you take John Stockton off the team to put him on the team?
How are you gonna take John Stockton off? Isaiah Thomas is 100 times better than John Stockton. What? You did Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton in prime. Who you taking? John Stockton over Isaiah Thomas?
No, I would take
No.
at that point. At that point, I would take Isaiah Thomas because John Stockton really didn't come to what he was doing to probably a little later. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It was very political why he's not on that team, and I definitely see why he wasn't. You know what I mean? So
I don't.
But the competitive nature of Jordan. This is another topic I want to get into.
mm-hmm.
The competitive nature of Jordan was so scary and unhuman. Like it got to a point where people say, "Oh, he was addicted to gambling."
Yeah,
but and as he said, I'm not addicted to gambling. I can stop anytime I want. It's just I'm just so competitive at everything I want to do. And Charles show the story after. Oh, what?
We're really gonna sit here.
Charles saw the story after.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Charles saw the
We're
story.
really gonna sit here.
After the docuseries. He goes.
This is crazy.
Michael was so competitive. Man, you couldn't even play a game of cards without him telling you, yo, how much is the pot worth?
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy the pot.
So we're really gonna sit here. And we're really gonna sit here and cloud our minds and say just because the man had a competitive nature, we're gonna talk about his gambling woes and his addiction and try to cover it up with that he was competitive. Are we serious here? People, what the man? Listen, this is what I heard from my sources. The man had to leave the NBA for a year. He's gonna take care of some gambling stuff. That's what I heard. So my sources are usually never wrong.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
That doesn't even make any sense because his father was killed. His father was killed, and at the end of the first three-peat, yo, you could see in the video he was exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Dude was exhausted.
I understand that, bro. I understand, but we're not.
He was dominating the league.
Come on.
So he was dominating the league to a point where the desire, it was like, oh my, I'm drained. What do I have to prove? I won a three-peat. Nobody in this era does it. What more do I have to prove? Let me step away and prove something else because I'm
Pause that. I meant to bring that point up. Three-peat. That's something LeBron has never done yet. That's something that hold on. That's something that even the Golden State Warriors, they won 3 championships, but not 3 together. You know what I'm saying? So like that three-peat was huge. 3 back-to-back. Huge. Let's continue.
Listen, we are all intelligent. Kareem, you are a genius. Steve, you are you my friend, and you are smart. I will not allow y'all to be so brained. Your brain is all right that you like somebody. So it's like when you have a girlfriend. Kareem been married. Steve, you had a girlfriend. It's like you're so in love with the person that certain stuff that you can't see. And I'm here to tell y'all, this is how y'all feel about Michael Jordan. You're really gonna sit here and say his competitive nature is why he's addicted to gambling. It's because it has a competitive nature. Are we really gonna do this here? Like, are we really gonna do this on this early morning?
This is where I got you. Let me ask you a question. If Michael Jordan is so enamored, this is where I have you. I promise you won't have
a good answer. Please. Clearly you don't, because you keep saying it. So enamored. Because you're scared.
You gonna let me talk? You cutting me off because you probably know you don't have an answer for this question. If Michael Jordan is so enamored with gambling and so addicted to gambling, tell me how on God's green earth achieve the status of billionaire. Don't you think somebody who's addicted to gambling would be so stupid and so addicted to getting rid of the money and getting in debt according to the documentary, he got into a lot. Don't you think a person like that would not be able to achieve the billionaire status, bro?
I mean, clearly at that, I'm about to have a great answer for this. You know me, man. I'm good at what I do. Matter of fact, cut me a check. I need $1 million check right now because I don't. One thing I learned from a guy named Joker: if you're good at something, you never do it for free. I need a check. Probably he broke that addiction, but clearly he was addicted. That's my point. Clearly he broke the addiction, but just because addicted doesn't mean that you can't break it. He was addicted to gambling, and I know he still be gambling here and there, but he's Michael Jordan. He's far from stupid. His sneakers sell like water, and he's Michael Jordan. So of course, if he makes the right move, he's gonna eventually become a billionaire. But he was addicted to gambling. He was. I don't know if he still is, but I know he still be gambling a little bit. I'll put my money on that for a fact. But of course, he's an older, wise man. He's been in debt before. He clearly doesn't want to go back to that. So he broke the gambling addiction. But don't make it. But we're not gonna share and try to cover up for his gambling addiction by saying his competitiveness. No, I would not allow it today. No, not today, and not tomorrow. I ain't allowing it. That's foolishness. That's foolishness. That's stupidity, and that's absurd.
First of all,
But
the man
I think
had
we can all
money.
agree on.
Well, let me straight this point. The man had money. Like he wasn't getting obviously paid from the NBA, like like dudes are getting paid. But just looking at his endorsement deals, like his Gatorade deal was a 10-year deal, somewhere between $13 to $18 million. You know what I'm saying? He had McDonald's, he had Hanes underwear. He had
the
money
Nike
coming.
deal first year. Oh, hold on. The Nike deal was $250 for 4 years. They projected 5 million sales in 4 years. They quadrupled that, more than quadrupled that within 2 years. Oh my God.
I
Transcendent
understand that, but let me bring a news flash to you. If LeBron James would have said, or not, if LeBron James had a history of gambling addiction, and he goes and said it's because of my competitive nature, the world would have tore his ass up, and so would you have, Steve.
He didn't
So
say
I don't
that,
want to
though.
hear it. You would have tore.
He didn't say that.
It's a different.
But he didn't say that.
He's implying it. He's implying that. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. You're a talented man. We're not stupid. He was implying it. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. This is called Through the Lens because we're looking through perspectives of keeping it real. And your perspective is bullcrap. You're giving me bullcrap right now. I don't like that. he implied it. That's exactly what you're doing. And Kareem,
No, I'm not
as a
doing that
Knickerbocker,
because they definitely
how dare you pick up for such a man so much?
Because you know what it is.
They
You know what it
definitely
is?
tore him up.
But you know what it is? The Knicks. That's why I was saying like you made a point last time. I was not on this one. It was on another Through the Lens we were about to put out, where in this era we have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant could not play in the 90s. He would not survive. He would get broken because a team like the Knicks, you see that defense they had. You know what I'm saying? Like they you see that defense they had, and see what Michael had to go through. Like and the Knicks pushed the Bulls a lot. Like like especially as they kept on going, like 7-game series. It was like nonstop. And I'm a diehard Knicks fan. Big diehard. John Starks is my man's and everything like that. But I respected the Bulls. If the Bulls beat the Knicks team, I was rooting for the Bulls moving forward. Like I was definitely all those shots. John Paxson hitting that shot for some reason the way they were just that was my team. Like I had a Michael Jordan jersey. I still have another one. In the closet. I have a throwback from when he was on the Washington Wizards, but it's the Bullets. You know what I mean? Like it was a real rare throwback. But it was just something the way he carried himself. I had to respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like how he did it. So
no, of course you gotta respect greatness.
Mm-hmm. Like the same way I respect LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question.
I'm a LeBron fan. You know what I mean? But he's not more than what Jordan, because I was there. Like I was there. I saw what Jordan did. You know what I'm saying? Steve.
Let me ask you a question, Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
You think if Paxson, obviously that game 6 was a close game with the Suns. You think if Paxson doesn't hit that shot and the Celtics, no, not the Celtics, the Suns win that game, it goes back to game 7. You think you still think the Bulls win?
Yeah, I think Michael puts the show on. It might have been tight, but I think he puts the show on because in that game he had all the points until Paxson hit that shot. It was like 14 in a row, something like that. I think if I remember, and then I remember the game. Like I remember the closeout game. was like they could not stop him.
Okay. So let me tell you how the basketball world is, and let me tell you how messed up the basketball world is. So Jordan hits 14, and nobody really remembers that Paxson shot. Nobody saved.
I
Michael
remember
Jordan.
it.
But
I remember
against Spurs against 2013, I'm talking about majority of the world.
Mhm.
But in 2013, LeBron scores all the 4-quarter points until Ray Allen hits that three. But it's Ray Allen saved LeBron. But LeBron scored 14 4-quarter points too, and he got a triple double that game.
Mhm.
But LeBron, but that's how the basketball world works.
The
Let me
series,
tell you why that's how the
it's
basketball world
not
works.
the
Because the
same
basketball
thing.
world,
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And I'm gonna tell you.
let
I'm
me
gonna
finish.
tell you why.
Let me finish. Let me finish. How's that? Wait, how's that the same thing? Please tell me out. It's both.
Go ahead.
It's
No,
both game
finish.
six.
No.
Both
I want you to
quarter.
finish.
What? What?
Go ahead.
Let me tell
Finish.
you how the
Finish your
basketball
point, bro.
world.
You done?
Because the basketball world is so afraid. And I'm gonna pull the camera close. The basketball world is so afraid of somebody be better than Michael Jordan that they know that Kobe was not gonna do it. They know that the other guys wasn't gonna do it, and they know that LeBron was the closest thing. So anything LeBron does wrong, they're gonna hold it against him no matter what it is.
No,
And that's exactly what's the problem.
no. I think. Well, the thing is, I think everybody wants somebody to be the next. Always. Oh, this is the next Michael Jordan.
No.
Somebody always wants to be. Everybody. People where you see who's going to be that next player that's going to be better than what's out there.
But they
You know what I
they
mean?
didn't want it to. They didn't want it to be LeBron because we were so y'all old timers, and then we have young guys like this dude to the bottom of the screen of me that's just so caught up in this Michael Jordan stuff, and we are so afraid of somebody being better than him. And the closest person right now, wherever, was LeBron James. He lived up to the hype when he came out of high school. He lived up to every single hype. Everybody had the bad finals. He lived up to the hype, and he was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. And the world just tries so hard to make it not happen, but it's gonna happen. It has to. So how's the difference, Steve? Please tell me.
Okay. Number one difference. The series was over. The game was over. They were bringing out the trophy. 2. If Ray Allen shot saved the series. If Ray Allen saved the series, Ray Allen shot saved the series because the series was over. The game was literally over. The people thought the game was over. Paxson, on the other hand, it came down to that shot.
Okay.
Main difference. Huge difference.
So LeBron. All right then. So LeBron leading. So another scenario, 2016, LeBron leading in points, rebounds, steals, assists, blocks, every single category. But Kyrie Irving saves him. But LeBron scoring back-to-back 40-plus games, 40-point games, game 5, game 6, then comes in game 7 and scores a triple-double. But Kyrie Irving saves LeBron. So we're just going to leave out those factors. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all. The basketball world does not want LeBron to be the greatest of all time. I'm just bringing up scenarios where the same thing happened.
You could argue that
what?
he brought that upon himself with the villain stuff. You could argue that.
But here's the thing.
He brought that upon himself.
Here's the thing when we're running out of time. Here's the way LeBron has been changing the narrative or not say changing the narrative, is making himself different than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was in the documentary, the episodes we saw. We obviously know that Michael Jordan made a statement: Republicans wear sneakers too, buy Jordans too, whatever, however the statement he said, and he defended it, and stuff like that. LeBron has been more proactive when it comes to politics, more proactive when it comes to activism and stuff like that. Even though he's been working on his craft, he's still more active, doing more things in that realm. And I feel like a lot of people respect LeBron James for that more than they do MJ. Even today, MJ does some stuff here and there.
You have to.
But I think that's where, for me, beyond just basketball, but even with basketball together, he's making a bigger impact, than Jordan is making right now, and that's why a lot of people, I think, also when it's all said and done, when LeBron transitions from this to being, he could own his companies and stuff like that, I think he'll have a bigger impact because he's not just getting involved in basketball things, but political things too. He's trying to empower people in different ways. He's got his own school. We don't hear Jordan talking about educating people. Where LeBron got his own school where he's trying to educate people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that to me,
that's why.
That to me that's a huge that's probably gonna have not just a bigger impact on the people he's doing, but also the next generation of basketball players. Because now when you come in the game, it's not just about whether or not you're a player, but it's using your platform to impact beyond just basketball. I don't even think Kobe. I don't think even Kobe wasn't even. He has his Mamba Academy, but Kobe is not even on that. Kobe's more on like how Jordan is. You know what I mean? Which is was fine in itself, but this is how LeBron is making himself different from what his predecessors were.
Yeah, I think Kobe was doing a fantastic job of transitioning into that though, because he had a lot.
Nah, he definitely was.
He had a lot of his mind and his heart was given to the game of basketball. I don't think he was capable of balancing the two. So I think he was doing a great job of balancing the two. But he there's no Kobe without Jordan.
Exactly.
There's no Kobe without Jordan, and we see that in the documentary.
I agree.
We see Kobe. A lot of people want to compare Kobe, and he shut that down in episode 5. He said, "There's no 5 championships without Jordan. He allowed me to blossom into the person I am. I didn't even know they had that close of a relationship, and to me,
neither.
I even know." Yeah, that speaks volumes on Jordan's character. How you gonna? A lot of people wouldn't tell a young guy, 18 years old, "Yo, call me if you need anything." A lot of cats would not do that, especially the best player in the league. LeBron would do that, but a lot of other cats would not do that. And that speaks volumes to me.
And LeBron has been doing that. LeBron has a lot of great relationships with a lot of these young guys in college and stuff like that. But that's also because of his business interests. You know what I mean? He's just it's different. Like he from the get go, he's already like he has his relationships. Then he's not necessarily he's trying to steer them to his camp in terms of management, but he just has that's just who LeBron is. LeBron is he gives information.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He was never afraid of somebody being better than him because he knows Michael Jordan's afraid of that. And that's just what this argument comes down to. LeBron is not afraid of it. Michael Jordan, you think Michael Jordan, when he was probably the first person Kobe, he did after Kobe. Michael Jordan was not doing that. Straight through the league, listen, I don't want nobody better than me. LeBron trains out with players that's just like Kevin Durant, Giannis. LeBron's not scared of these guys. Michael Jordan's not necessarily scared, but you get my point. Was he's afraid of somebody being better than him. He's afraid of it.
But that's been your narrative. That's been your narrative since the beginning of this whole Jordan documentary series, because you feel like Jordan put the series out, pushed to get the series out, so he could keep his face on the Mount Rushmore of basketball players. So that's how your narrative.
Be there. But he released it in 2016 finals after LeBron did something historically, come back from 3-1, even though Michael Jordan never had to go to Game 7, which is amazing. But I'm just trying to let you know that coming back from 3-1, look, come on, beating a Golden State team 73-9, that's tough to me. And next week I'm gonna come back with an amazing
what
I see the.
What is it about LeBron? What
do you mean? What is it about LeBron? It's not about LeBron.
What is it about LeBron? Can you please tell me?
I just respect.
Can you tell me, please? I don't understand.
The court. That's what it is. I just respect greatness on off the court. He's a great guy on the court. He's super nice. He's a great guy off the court, and he's just a stand-up guy. And he has the full package.
So what are you gonna do when he's not in the league no more?
What do you mean? There's plenty of good players, but we don't ever see
cry.
Oh yeah, I am gonna
cry.
I might pour up a little cup. Might pour up a little cup. I don't really drink, but I might have to for that occasion.
He's because his days are numbered right now. His days are what is he 30? He's 34 now. He'll be
His
34 this
days
year.
are numbered, but I'm not worried about that because I'm enjoy this time. I'm enjoying him winning, probably end of his career with 5 championships. I'm enjoying it.
You got 3 now, 2
I'm
more.
good.
That's possible.
Yeah, of course that's possible. And if he gets 2, oh gosh, the world's gonna be in disarray.
He just be with Kobe level.
The world's
He just be
gonna
I
be
got
in
another
disarray,
question, though.
people.
All right, we got 2 minutes.
Is there a greater added pressure on the black athlete than white athlete to, speak on politics, speak on the culture, speak on things that are going on throughout the world? Is there a greater added pressure that
That's a
on the
loaded.
black athlete to do that
Well,
than the white athlete?
That's a loaded question for 2 minutes left. That's big.
That's a great question. I feel like we could put that into another video. That's a great question, actually.
All right,
But
let's end it here.
yes, I do think so. But I don't have time to elaborate.
Yeah, we got to end it here, fellas. So that'll be just a pin we put there to think about, and we can talk about next time. This is Through the Lens with Steven, Talik, and me, the producer, Bronx MC, Kareem Canes, and we'll see you next week. Deuces. We got an exclusive interview
Yes,
with
sir.
Tuck Bryan coming, so we got some stuff coming for y'all.
Yes, sir.
Separating all the mice from the men, breaking it down from beginning to the end. Got their finger on the pulse of every trend. They see inside league when they looking through the lens.